Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Now just so you know, this is another Juarez video, starting right after we just finished the last one. I figured I'd take them both on at once, rather than rob myself and have to wait a week or a few days in order to record another one. So, we're just going to go ahead and take care of it.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame he never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him.
The Wild Bunch. Reprime.
6 months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with him.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying. For 40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of... Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others. For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
Now from the Nuggets of Truth. That scared me.
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I've been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you
What
mean?
was that? Nuggets of Truth. Dwight Eisenhower. The 34th President of the United States was born on October 14th, 1890, in Denison, Texas. He grew up in Abilene, Texas, and died in Washington, D.C. on March 28th, 1969. Before he was elected as president, he'd been a 5-star general in the United States Army and a supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe during the Second World War. Over the course of his presidency, between 1953 and 1961, the numbers of nuclear warheads in the United States grew from 1,000 to 18,000. However, he did end the Korean War soon after being elected. During his time in office, NASA was created with the Department of Health. NASA was created and the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare was established. Eisenhower also was instrumental in the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956, which started the construction of the interstate highway system. He was a moderate conservative who expanded Social Security and sent federal troops to Little Rock, Arkansas for the first time since Reconstruction to enforce the federal court orders to desegregate public schools. Young Dwight had been an avid reader, especially fond of military history and tales of the Old West. Growing up in Abilene, he enjoyed talking to the old-timers about the days when Abilene was a major destination of cattle drives. He was also a great fan of poker. The love for the game was instilled by him by an old cowboy who Dwight considered a mentor and a friend.
Suddenly, it was
that's Eisenhower we're
1910.
talking to.
There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades. The town was falling apart, just like me.
Where we go? Oh, there's a door. I mean, of course there's a door there.
But I wasn't about to call it quits. Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they'd hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around.
The Sundance Kid, Harry Alonzo Longabaugh, earned his moniker by serving an 18-month sentence for horse thievery in Sundance, Wyoming at the age of 15. His fame, however, was won alongside Butch Cassidy as a member of the Wild Bunch. He was often called a gunfighter, but there is not a single death by a shooting which can be easily attributed to Sundance Kid. It is quite possible that the newspapers of the time mistook another truly murderous member of the gang, Harvey Logan, aka Kid Curry, for Sundance. Together with his wife, Etta Place, and Butch Cassidy, they fled the United States and the authorities in pursuit of them to hide in South America. There, in Bolivia, he allegedly died alongside his friend in 1908. We cannot be sure, though, as there have been those who believe that Longabaugh returned to the United States and lived for many years under a different name. His story will forever remain a mystery. Evil Crow. Yeah, let's be going. This way. I'm getting away from the story. Get out here. Turn right. Follow this weird little path thing.
I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us today.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prepare.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack. Because when I woke up...
From the dead?
There was silence all around me. I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop.
I think 6 shooters.
Here, there, even over there.
So I am right. You are titched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remember him.
Probably a secret. Yep. Wild West ghost towns. The Wild West was inhabited by rapidly migrating groups of pioneers looking for new opportunities. Whether it be arable land for farming, pasture land for grazing cattle, or rich mineral deposits of gold or silver for mining, they came in droves to make their fortune, creating large spontaneous communities known as boomtowns. When the source of his wealth ran out, a gold vein was depleted, or prices for a commodity fell rapidly, the boomtown would start to die, leaving empty streets and abandoned houses. These deserted towns came to be known as ghost towns. One of the best, known as Bannock, Montana, famous for its 1860s gold rush. The sheriff there was none other than Henry Plummer, later revealed to be the leader of a massive gang of bushwhackers and killers known as the Innocents. When the gold ran out, Bannock was abandoned. Today it's stopped for tourists looking for a taste of the Old West. I may go there someday. It's cool. No, not cool that the old town's source of income vanished.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping me.
Gotta take down Bob Ollinger always.
My father-in-law got hit with a falling branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Oh, this is cool. And
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Old Man Clanton, Johnny Ringo, Curly Bill Brocious.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Upgraded rifle.
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought?
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd see him alive.
He was alive.
Reload. Reload. My turn. Ah.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Cutscene? Cutscene! Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, Silas Graves. The good, the bad, and the dead.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Edda's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
How do I do this? Drop this duel.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
That's the last full mission. We're gonna keep on going for this episode. We still missed one. Dang it. Setting. Finale. Let's go.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob? There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
We're going revenge.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Here. I won't have it said that I left you with nothing.
That's how you want it? So be it.
Swing out cylinder revolver.
Holy shit! Molly, move against that wall. Go!
You guys kind of feel it out this time.
Oh my god! Oh,
Boom.
Jesus!
Did you know it was him all along?
Cassidy told me Bob was in Abilene before he died. But I wasn't sure Ben was my man until he revealed how much he knew about Ringo and Reed. The coin, of course. Well, that was the last nail in that particular coffin.
I better go get the sheriff.
You okay, boy? You're looking mighty shook up.
Dwight, maybe you best go home. Young Eisenhower here is leaving for West Point tomorrow. He shouldn't get caught up in something like this.
I think I might head out myself at this juncture. Unless you want to stop me, Jack.
No, sir, Mr. Graves.
So where are you going now? Now that you had your revenge?
Doesn't really matter, does it? As I've sold my soul for it, and will never again walk with those I have lost.
I love this game. Well, that's going. Let's go ahead and talk until that's over. Hope y'all enjoyed. This is probably one of my favorite Western games. Definitely after Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead 2. But I always loved it. I always love how, you can see him starting to piece it together. Or not, maybe not piece it together, but when you're looking back at it, you're like, oh, that's how he knew. And I also love Silas as like an unreliable narrator. You don't know exactly how much he actually did do. All I know is that it's pretty much guaranteed that he probably did kill Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid because he got the information from them. The rest of it is kind of up in there. It's cool. This game takes place over the course of like 40, 50 years. I think the earliest thing that you do is like the 1860s, I want to say. And I'm pretty sure at that last Mexican standoff between Silas, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid was a reference to, I think, Juarez Bound in Blood's ending. Because it ends up with the McCalls in a similar standoff. And then, I just love that ending. It's so cool. And then the guns, they feel really fun to mess with in this game. And, I don't know, there's just so much I love about it. I'm hoping to make another one. It'd be awesome to see another Call Juarez. That being said, this is where I'm going to leave this off. Hope y'all enjoyed. I certainly did. Keep an eye out. Let's see here. It'd be Monday. Thursday. Next week, for the start of our Red Dead Redemption playthrough, I'm going to put up a poll here in a little while to figure out exactly how long it's going to be per episode. And we're only going to play through the main game. I don't know exactly how many of the strangers and freak side quests we're going to do. I'll probably end up going off my own to handle some of the other stuff, just so that I can, catch up a bit. Collect outfits, stuff like that. And Road 96, we gotta figure out what to do about that. It's probably... Actually, there should be a pull-up by now about it. It's probably either be like Skyrim or another game I'm gonna put up and check. Anyway, leave it off there. Hope y'all enjoyed, and remember to like, subscribe, and well, have a good one. Adios.